Harari, Yuval Noah Harari. If you only read one tech book a year, it's his book you're reading. So in 2014, you read *Sapiens*, and in 2015, you read *Homo Deus*, and in 2018, you read 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. So he is the most popular, articulate author in the tech space right now. So if you had a disagreement with him, what would you do? I think you'd feel like outgunned, right? Because he's more popular than you are, more articulate than you are. How can you, like, argue with somebody like that? But to my mind, he's gotten one thing seriously wrong. So he postulates a future in which every pivotal decision is made by machines, because by that time we will have realized that if we make these decisions ourselves, life doesn't turn out very well, but every time you let the machine do it, life turns out just great. So he then argues that future culture and art of human beings is completely wrecked and dysfunctional from that point onward, because every play, every novel, every movie, every TV show you like, they all hinge on human pivotal decision making, and that just won't occur anymore. So our culture is wrecked, and there'll be no more good novels or movies or plays or anything. You know, it's the end of life as we know it, right? That is got to be wrong. Okay. And so if you think, what would it take in terms of technology advance to get to a point where you would trust the machine to make every decision, to change your mate for life, to decide on what career you're going to choose? You'd have a machine make all those crucial decisions for you. Now that would take a lot of technological advancing, right? We're nowhere close to that today. And yet he just sort of gratuitously shoves it in there that that's the situation that's going to exist, and therefore our culture is wrecked. And I think the alternative is, if you think about what you thought about when you woke up today and what you'll think about when you go to bed tonight, there's this yearning, all these things that you want to do that you probably can't do, and you want to have that you can't have. And so this yearning is always there, unfulfilled reality. Well, suppose that there was instead fulfilled reality, because there were multiple instances of you. So like the frustration you feel when you have to decide whether to go to a movie rather than doing something else, or you're missing a meeting because you have something conflicting. You would never have that if there were multiple instances of you. So what is that like? In computing, there's something called multithreading, which is getting more important all the time. And in computer games, is multi-boxing, which is one person controlling multiple characters at the same time. So it would be something like that. I am imagining that rather than one of you, there'd be maybe 3, 4, 5, and talk about storytelling. So these multiple instances of you would get together and swap stories and have the greatest time, because think how compatible you would be with the other facets of yourself. You guys would really get along famously. Multi-threading is where we're heading. Obviously, can't you see? That's what in the future we'll use all that extra intellect for. So that instead of one life, you can have 4 or more, all concurrent and in the moment. So everything fun and interesting you want to do, you can. Even if events are in different places in the same short time span. Multi-boxing in video games is just a small instance of something that in real life will allow us to pounce on every desirable opportunity with characters that are all still us, you see. And at the end of the day, all our diverse facets of personality can compare notes on the day's accomplishments endlessly. Boy, girl, won't my multiple instances of self have fun swapping yarns about the things they've done? And imagine how compatible they will be, since in the end, they're all just really me. Every day lived with glorious concurrent adventures, and every night with grand stories told by raconteurs, multiple instances of ourselves, and gleeful as Santa's elves. So the argument there, to put it simply again, is what Harari is assuming would occur at that point where human culture is wrecked because, you know, all the high points of every movie, play, TV show that won't exist because humans are not making pivotal decisions. The same technology that would underlie that could allow the multi-threading of the sort that I'm talking about here, which would make our culture like 4 or 5 times better than it is today, and we would flourish like nobody's business, man. Being human would be, wow, really something to celebrate. So finally, there's the digital white paper. Now, you may think that it's just another poem with the word white in it. And of course, there are a lot of poems about white and black and things like that. But actually, white papers are really important in business and medicine and enterprises like that. But as far as I know, there's never been a poem about a white paper. They're sort of in different sectors of human endeavor. And people who do white papers never do poems and stuff. So I'm trying to be an exception to that. The digital pathology white paper, making the future great again. For white paper to be white, it has to get everything right. The digital pathology white paper can't just be vaporware. There has to be lots of there, and community buy-in everywhere. The paper must meet a higher standard of rigor without rancor or accord, where Beresoni and Demetrius both say yes. I know you don't know who those people are, but they're really important in my life. And RPS, TTS, and AST, and others acquiesce. Please help make this star shine bright. As we work into the night to get the nuances right, we can make this white paper gleam if we all work together as a team, working together with our machine brethren. We can make the future great again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.